Today, folks, recording on Saturday, releasing on Tuesday. Today, the topic of discussion is that the 10-15 days of intense communal conflagrations across at least 11 states, right? Delhi included. The surprising part is that it's been happening in either double engine sarkar where the BJP is in power in both states. Delhi is also technically BJP in power at the center and controls the police. So it kind of leaves a dubious thought process in a normal citizen's mind. I ask you, what is staring us in the face? While, whether it's Nada, whether it's Mr. Shah, or the entire band of the BJP continues to blame people who are not in power, whether it is Sonia Gandhi, they wanted to resign, whether it is Manmohan Singh, ask him to resign, and if something comes up, we go back to 1984, hey, if you go to 1984, let's go to Gujarat too, right? Let's not just go to 1984. 1984 was despicable, but then is that more important because they're all taking now their heads in front of Tegh Bahadur, because that's one religion that's escaping them. It's getting far more glory than our glorious religion. Well, there's got to be a reason for that, right? Okay. What is staring us in the face is a couple of things. All the entire NIA, RAW, IB, every NSA, everybody, right, controls the sinews of India's intelligence. How come then did all these things happen under their noses? What stares us in the face is a couple of things. Either it's complicity, which means they are the ones who are rigging it and organizing it. Even if, for example, it was the opposition doing it. If you have such the National Intelligence Agency, the National Investigative Agency, and you have the IB, you pretend that you know everything that's going on in the country. It's another matter that they're using all of this to nail opposition, like, break up the Samajwadi Party, etc. But ask yourself this question. Shouldn't they have known if it's the opposition trying to do it? And then rather than, blame it later. So complicity, or is it just sheer incompetence? It can only be incompetence or complicity. Or, hey, there's a third one I'm dropping. Conspiracy. And this is no foreign conspiracy. This is no conspiracy of the Congress Party. This is a conspiracy within the BJP and the RSS. I get the feeling, you ask yourself, Prime Minister Modi, one thing he cares about, is his international reputation. That got trashed when the Northeast riots happened right under his nose when Trump was visiting. Now, all this is happening, and Anurag Thakur may, Golu Maro, whatever, may now pretend that he can lead the world, but nobody believes it, right? Nobody really believes it. Now, the question is, you think Modi and Shah has been shown up as incompetent. He can keep blaming anybody else he wants. So why is this happening? Is there something internal between the RSS and BJP that is trying to suggest that he's incompetent and trying to tarnish Modi? A thought that all of you must see and listen. I've got a tape coming up which is by Ajit Anjum, where he stored 2 minutes of it, which he stored Jahangir Puri to show you exactly what the people are thinking. But in the meantime, just remember this, right? You talk about what do we have this? Government ended J&K terror, LWE and Northeast drug issue says Shah. And right after that, Tupac, Jaish, suicide attackers, kills, ACIS officer martyred. And folks, I've been studying the South Asian terrorism portal and terrorism is nothing. You can not even by the stretch of your imagination suggest that it has vanished. It has not. Right. So this is a huge lie. So you got to ask yourself, sit there, that is the incompetence in the drug trade, the Mundra drug war, etc. continues to thrive. So where is anything gone? What is Shah talking about? I, for one, don't know. You tell me if you can figure out whether it's a complicity, whether it is incompetence, or whether it is an internal conspiracy. Cheers.
नाम सुजाता शाइमा। ये मुस्लिम है, ये हिंदू हैं, दोनों दोस्त हैं। और मैं वीडियो रिकॉर्ड कर रहा था, तभी ये दोनों बच्चे आई कि हम कुछ बात कहना चाहते हैं। और जो उन्होंने कहा इस वीडियो में आपने सुना। और ये है विक्की रफीक। ये भी दोनों दोस्त हैं, हिंदू मुस्लिम है। और इस गली में हर दूसरा तीसरा मकान कोई हिंदू है, कोई मुस्लिम है, कोई हिंदू। रहमत अली का घर मंदिर के ठीक सामने है और सौरभ का घर मस्जिद से सामने है, सटा हुआ
टूटने वाले नहीं है। हिंदू के बिना मुसलमान अधूरा है और मुसलमान के बिना हिंदू अधूरा है।
मेरा नाम सुजाता है और इनका नाम शाइमा, और हम भी इसी ट्यूशन में पढ़ते हैं। बस ये राजनीति के लिए करा जा रहा है और यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं है।
रफीक नाम है मेरा। ये हमारे भाई है विक्की।
आप हिंदू हो?
हाँ जी। और एक साथ हम लोग मतलब बचपना एक साथ बीत गया, अब तो बुढ़ापे में आ गए हम भी और ये भी। अब तक कभी ऐसा कोई माहौल नहीं है, कभी भी कोई माहौल नहीं,
ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है।
So the Supreme Court has had to do a lot of movement, right? After saying no hate speech, Delhi police to file better affidavit in Supreme Court. Here's the other problem. It's just not the minorities. The minority that you see another tape coming up from Naveen Kumar now include the Dalits. The question is, nobody is standing up for them. Ever since Mayawati threw her lot in with the BJP, they are struggling. So they're going to end up staying where they are, right? Upper caste live 4 to 6 years more than SC/ST study. And this is, like I said, get bulldozer, says dear Delhi BJP chief, MCD seeks police to help for drive. So now they're going hammer and tong and giving the finger to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court hits pause, demolition goes on for another 1.5 hours. SC will take serious view if demolition went on after stay, which it did. What's it going to do? Now bulldozers run riot in North Delhi, South Supreme Court halls dry. But where were these guys? Especially this man. He's in Karnataka. Raghav Chadda in Cons, very softly in Punjab sector 8. And where's Atishi? And where is Sisodia? Kejriwal kicks off AAP's poll campaign in Karnataka. Right, let's get Delhi together, right? Kejriwal takes aim at BJP. If you want riots, vote for them. Over enthusiastic at Jahangir Puri, North MCD has almost 4,000 pending complaints. Highest in city, Moss takes stock of damage. The other sleepy guys just reached. Congress delegation finally turns up at riot hit Jahangir Puri. But this kind of really takes the cake. We're talking about bulldozer Sarkar. Guess who's there? The other bulldozer, Boris Johnson. But unfortunately, what do you do? JCB is a British product, right? Thakur, India ready to lead post-pandemic world in what? Atrocities? Probably. Minority targeting minorities, maybe. But then you have this: India condemns US Congresswoman Omar's visit to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Now she again is a diabolical liar, right? She ain't going out there to protect any Shia attacks on Shia. She's only protecting the majority community within the Muslims. They're all hypocrites, right? Privacy, a right that has to be respected, says UNGA President-elect. US State Department's phones hacked with Pegasus spyware says report. This was slightly earlier, but what I'll tell you, this is what's going to come to bite us eventually, right? And this is another one. Drive Day 1, Uttarakhand finds 2001 suspicious settlers. How do you classify anybody as suspicious? Obviously, if you're Muslim, you're suspicious, right? But this is something unique happening in UP. As good old Yogi changed his colors after Krishna Janamasthan, Eidgah in Mathura removes loudspeakers. UP temples, mosques remove speakers, lower wall. Hey, something nice happening there, and like I said, ownership of the people who've never known what sacrifice is, right? Modi hails Guru Tegh Bahadur, but defends CAA. Interesting. Guru Tegh Bahadur sacrificed life for Hindu Dharma, says Shah. Interesting, like I said. They're trying to take ownership of anything that's shining brightly, because they are not, right? High Court judges also showing their colors, live in relationships, promote promiscuity, says High Court judge. Now that's stupid, right? Guru Tegh Bahadur gives life to protect Kashmiri Pandit, says Shah. How does he know that? He's actually historically pretty slow, right? And this is what we have. With Ayush Visa India to woo visitors of traditional therapy. Thank God the charlatans, in this case like Baba Ramdev, will be sent away. But here, hey, like I said, Kejriwal doing his bit. Punjab police book Vishwas Lamba for remarks for Kejriwal. So you have all the chief ministers of the BJP states booking. You know, we recently had Bhiwani being picked up from Gujarat. And the case filed in Assam. Interesting. Nasik top shifted over Azan controversy. That ain't going away. Like I said, Assam cops pick up Gujarat Congress MLA after tweets on Modi. Where is the law and order, right? And this is the fun part for us. Samvidhan ki dhajiyan utri. All the state machinery being totally misused, folks. Time to wake up and smell the coffee, citizens. Time to wake up and smell the coffee.
तुम क्या बोले थे?
ये इसी देश की कहानी है हुजूर, एकदम ताजी 21वीं सदी के न्यू इंडिया की। क्या आप यकीन कर सकते हैं कि इस देश में एक दलित बच्चे से राजपूतों ने घेर कर पहले कान पकड़कर उठक बैठक करवाया, फिर उसका मजाक उड़ाया और इसके बाद अपना गंदा धूल में सना बदबूदार पैर चटवाया और इसके बाद भी दिल नहीं भरा तो उस पर लोहे का हंटर बरसाया। जी हां, बिल्कुल सही सुना आपने, साइकिल के चेन से बना लोहे का हंटर।
मार भाई मार 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 ला मुझे मारी।
अब सुनिए सिलसिलेवार।
So while the BJP revels in its victory in Goa and in UP, but the fact yet remains, UP they came down. There's worry, 307 down to, but they lost 35-40 seats, and they also worry about the fact that Samajwadi Party's moved up its percentage from 20 to 39, and then if you look at the Lok Sabha level, means that the loss of almost 22 to 28 seats, and that's a problem for them, and that's why this whole effort is going on to break open Azam Khan and Shivpal Yadav away from and nail Akhilesh. But hey, This is the other problem they've had. TMC, RJD, Congress win boy polls across 4 states. This was, and by record margins in West Bengal, Shatrughan Sinha and Babulal Supriyo, and then you had the seat in Bihar. Bihar is in turmoil, and you don't know which way it's going to go, and it's going to happen in the next week or so, right? Then you have BJP sweeps MLCs, and MLCs are always swept by the parties in power. But look at this, but loses Varanasi. A big loss of face, right? And this is what's happening, guys, folks. Bihar, possibility. But then Jharkhand HC grants bail to Lalu in case related to forest scam. And that's what I was saying about us there, right? Don't intervene in government matter. Nitish tells house. Clash between Bihar's speaker, CM speaker spurs buzz of rift and alliance. Definitely happening there. That picture shows it. Sharad merges LJD with RJD, says Tejasvi is the future. And Chirag Paswan, the other one. Government evicts Chirag from Paswan bungalow. Then this was the other blow. After BJP's Dewan, Nitish sacks VIP chief Mukesh Sahini from Bihar cabinet, and then because of this, they lost the seat in Bihar, right? Nitish Speaker Rao refuses to die, opposition paralyzes assembly. In Bihar, BJP whips ally VIP with decision to fight PIPO. Restructuring of BJP's UP unit likely to happen soon. And like I told you, it's important because they don't think things are hunky-dory. Bengal, rift in Bengal, BJP widens over old and new party chiefs. Raja is being forced, as they say, she's been showing the finger to the Nada and everybody else, but moderate Raja puts Hindutva foot forward as BJP seeks unity in Rajasthan, and that's what's been happening to all the liberal centrist leaders of the BJP, whether it's Shivraj Chauhan, whether it's Bomai, right? BJP launches foreign outreach program. What they set to achieve, I don't know. Gadkari, hope Congress gets stronger and strong opposition is good for democracy. Now, here folks, I spoke about the conspiracy. The key man, watch the space. PM asked BJP MPs to highlight government's social welfare schemes. That's all it's about. No employment, folks. No employment. Only welfare. So taxes are going to remain high forever. The middle class is going to be destroyed. All of the people are going to be out with a big bowl. And only some Punjapatis will continue to thrive because they have to pay all the taxes. Folks. Cheers.
नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल, जय भीम, जोहार। मेरा नाम है नवीन कुमार। यूपी चुनाव के नतीजों से उत्साहित बीजेपी को ममता बनर्जी, तेजस्वी यादव और कांग्रेस ने बंगाल से लेकर बिहार, महाराष्ट्र और छत्तीसगढ़ तक में ऐसी धूल चटाई है कि उसकी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है दर्द उठ कहां से रहा है और इलाज कैसे करना है। जी हां, देश की 1 लोकसभा और 4 विधानसभा सीटों पर हुए उपचुनाव में करारी हार मिली है बीजेपी को। हर सीट पर, नई सीटों पर जीत की बात तो छोड़ दीजिए, यहां तक कि लोकसभा और विधानसभा की जीती हुई सीटें भी वो गंवा।
नमस्कार, मैं दीपक शर्मा और मेरे यूट्यूब मंच पर आपका स्वागत है। दोस्तों, पिछले कुछ दिनों से जो सियासत इस मुल्क को लगातार बेचैन कर रही है, वो जो हिंदू मुस्लिम दंगों की फिरका परस्ती सियासत, सांप्रदायिक राजनीति इस देश के अमन चैन को तहस नहस करती जा रही है। ये जो तस्वीर है, जी हाँ, ये जो तस्वीर मैं आपको दिखाने चाह रहा हूँ, ये तस्वीर उस सियासत को बदल सकती है, या यूं कहूँ बदलने जा रही है। और ये जो तस्वीर है, इसने आज दिल्ली दरबार को।
So folks, a very interesting article by Ashutosh Vashni. He says the difference this time, processions rarely connected to riots are now creating them. Neutrality of state governments is eroding. So basically, in my view, anatomy of processions have changed. They're no longer there for the sake of the procession. They are being created to create riots. What does he say, right? He says such processions can be and have been intensely political, often morphing from the religious to the communal. Okay. Thus, it is not the coexistence of religious processions and riots that is surprising today. The novelty lies elsewhere and is twofold. First, in our data set, Ram Navami and Hanuman Jayanti are not the principal religious processions touching of riots. Barely 3% of riots are linked to Ram Navami, and only one riot in Bihar in 70 has Hanuman Jayanti as its precipitant. Ganesh, Muharram, Dussehra and Durga processions have been the highest incidents along with Holi. They lead by a huge margin. So why Ram Navami now? Because Ram Navami coincides with Ramzan, right? The larger implication ought to be obvious. Processions that were rarely connected to riots are now being used for creating. Okay. The second difference is both more important and infinitely more dangerous. In the past, processions might have caused riots, but the state rarely gave up the principle of neutrality in dealing with them. Conceptually speaking, when a state either explicitly favors a community or looks away, when a particular community is hounded, intimidated and attacked, it is no longer a riot, but a pogrom. That's why the world is concerned. And that's the difference, folks, between, as Jay Shankar said, we watch human rights here and there in the United States. There, it's not a pogrom. It's not a pogrom, right? Unleashing bulldoze on any given community without proper process is not simply illegal. It is also qualifies as beginning of a pogrom if the community is ethnically, religiously or racially defined. Indeed, the rapidly eroding religious neutrality of the government in several states, UP, MP, Karnataka, Uttarakhand, Haryana, is one of the most alarming political developments of recent times. We better watch it. The wolf is at our doors. The wolf is at our doors. Jai Hind.